accept the student, you agree to working with them through June or until they're done needing tutoring for that school year. We then call the parent to tell them all about you, and then you call the parent directly to sort out the details of the first session and the remaining schedule. Getting set up with a student. Always remember to prepare yourself, familiarize yourself with the student's school, ensure command of the subject matter, review prior lesson notes if we have them, and always get directions to the house.
We have a small library of textbooks you may borrow from if you need to brush up on something. If you need a copy of the student's textbook, talk to us. If you purchase materials for your student that they will keep, like a test prep book, confirm with a member of the launch team first, and we can make sure that you will be reimbursed. In order to be reimbursed, you must email or fax the receipt to us directly. For additional resources, you can go to the resources section of our website for an extensive list of online resource pages. For example, eNotes.com, collegeboard.com, and hotmath.com have great practice questions and information.
Launchpad. Launchpad is our back-end system where you track all of your lesson notes, you can access all of your students' contact information, and where you actually get paid. Do not log in through our website. And once you accept a student, we'll email you the link to Launchpad as well as your username and password. And always remember to keep your username and password confidential.
Once you are assigned a student, we'll email you your username and password, and you can log in here. This is Launchpad. Once you log into Launchpad, this is what your tutor page will look like. Students' names, types of programs, completed lessons, and hours will appear here. Although the students' names on this slide are blocked off, you will normally be able to click your students' names and you'll be directed to their individual page. The program page will contain the students' and families' contact information, their school, their grade, and any other information you may need to know. You'll also be able to add lesson notes by clicking the Add Lesson link on the program page. How to log your lessons. Always round down to the nearest quarter hour. That means if you stay in tutor for an hour and 20 minutes, you enter an hour and 15 minutes in Launchpad. We encourage you to stay extra time and chat with parents if you'd like to, but this time should not be billed for. However, we do make exceptions, and let's say a parent is keeping you for half an hour after every single lesson. That's something we can discuss with the parent and build in for that time. If the student is late, you should always bill for the time you're at the house. For example, if you were supposed to have a lesson at 3 o'clock with Johnny, and he is still upstairs blow drying his hair until 3:15, you bill for those 15 minutes you were there. However, if you are late, you should only bill for the time you're actually at the student's house or stay late to make up that extra time. After every lesson, you have 48 hours to enter in your lesson notes. Here's what lesson notes page looks like. You have space to log in the lesson date, time, and length of lesson, plus 2 areas to write notes. The first section is mandatory. It's what parents see when they log in, so it needs to be well written and detail what you covered in the lesson. 5 to 10 sentences will suffice. The second section is optional, and only launch directors will see this information. Here, please enter anything that might be sensitive to a parent, such as, oh, mom was hanging around and chiming in during the lesson and the student got uncomfortable. That sort of information goes here. Do not enter in requests for subs or mention scheduling conflicts. Always contact your launch education director directly about these matters. Once you have completed several lessons, the lesson note page will look like this. The lesson notes will stack up on each other and you can view them at any time. Cancellations and missed lessons. If a family canceled a lesson after 8 p.m. the night before the lesson, then the family is billed for the length of half the canceled lesson and you are paid for that same length, unless you're able to reschedule for the same day, in which case you bill and are paid for the length of the lesson. Make sure you edit the length of the scheduled lesson in Launchpad so that it reflects the cancellation if you have pre-scheduled the lesson. Missed lessons. If a family cancels a lesson within 1 hour of the scheduled start time, or you show up at the house and the student is not there, the family is billed in full and you are paid in full. However, if you cancel with your families within 24 hours notice or on short notice, you lose the right to charge and be paid when they cancel. Navigating Launchpad is easy. On the left-hand side, you'll have a drop-down box where you can read announcements, you can view calendars, you can check payroll, you can change your password, you can view maps, and you can sort through our document library. This is what the calendar function in Launchpad looks like. You can view all of your past lessons with your students, all of your future lessons with your students, and here you can also link to your students' individual calendars that lists not only your lessons with them, but if they work with other tutors, the other tutor's lessons with the student. If you click on the payroll link in Launchpad and you've worked a pay period, it will become underlined. If you check that underlined section in Launchpad, you can view all of your students' hours, the length, the date, the time, and you can also view your accumulated bonus. When you select the map option, you can get maps and directions to your students' homes from your home or from your students' homes to your other students' homes. When you select the resource section in Launchpad, you can view and download Launchpad, which is a guide to learning challenges. You can also review all of our policies, which include lesson notes, cancellation policies, and payroll procedures.
Confidentiality. Client confidentiality is crucial. Never tell anyone outside of Launch Education the client's name or details about that client. Especially, and this gets hard, never tell parents or students the names of other families you work with. Coming to the house. Be on time, dress appropriately, don't answer your cell phone or text during a session, and don't bring your own work or reading material.
Talking with parents. Please talk to parents as much as you'd like. Communicate regularly about your student, their progress, and upcoming deadlines. If you're scheduling lessons directly with the student, this may be the case with older independent students, be sure to send the parents an email to tell them about scheduled lessons, progress, and important events. Always confirm with parents that it's okay for you to stay longer or schedule extra sessions if the student would like you to. Please don't talk about billing arrangements, leave that to us. Use tutoring as a networking opportunity. Talk or complain about how long the drive took. Call a parent after 9 p.m. Just use email. Communicating with teachers. Emailing with teachers can be very productive, especially with students with executive functioning and other learning challenges. But we do need a release from the parent, and we will get consent on the initial call regarding that contact option. Always discuss with the parents first and verify with us the release of information on file for your student. Relationship with students. If you're ever uncomfortable with a student or parent, contact us immediately. Set your Facebook profile to private. Do not accept Facebook friend requests. Make sure your email address and outgoing voice message are professional. Be a role model and a mentor for a student first and their friends second. The parents are the client, not the student. Next, we'll look at working with Launch Education. Driving. Driving is a part of the job and that is not time compensated. We try to match you based on location when possible, or at least find you multiple students in an area to ease the burden of driving. Vacation. Supporting your families at all times is critical. Your vacations should mirror those of your students. If you have to go away during other times, make sure that we and your families know long in advance and offer to help arrange for a sub. Never ever going away during or right before final exams.
Non-compete policy. Violating the non-compete policy in any way is stealing. We take it very personally. We do our best to only hire ethical people of strong character, but it's a serious vulnerability for us, so we don't mess around. The most obvious case, which is stealing. You cannot make private arrangements to work with a client that was introduced to you by us. Less obvious case, but still stealing. Any referrals that come to you from your tutoring relationships with launch clients must come back to us, including your student's sibling, your student's friend, the child of a friend of your student's parents. How we find out. The most obvious case, we have one of our interns wait outside the house for a long time and see if the tutor shows up. Less obvious case, we ask all of our parents at the end of the year if they referred anyone to us or our tutors. What we do if we find out. We take the tutor to small claims court. We contact all of the other high-paying, high-end tutoring companies in the area and let them know the tutor steals clients. That tutor will never get another job in Los Angeles area again. Gray area. If you're ever unsure whether a situation violates our non-compete policy, please contact us. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt whenever possible. Taxes and insurance. Tutors are independent contractors. Therefore, you're responsible for paying your own taxes and keeping your own insurance. We recommend consulting an accountant for advice regarding taxes and deductions and consulting a lawyer for advice regarding insurance. Things we need from you. Forms. We need your W-9, your I-9, background check authorization, independent contractor agreement, and direct deposit authorization. We also need a copy of your driver's license, your health insurance card, and a nice smiling photo and bio for our website. Congratulations! You are officially a member of the Launch Education tutoring team. If you have any questions, please contact me directly at sally@launcheducation.com.